Let's do a quick Vadrok build, just like we did Nethroi before I open a bunch of Ikoria packs. Same deal with Vadrok as there was with Nethroi, and by that I mean that it requires more mutate cards than I currently have. So really, the selection going in of mutate cards is about the same as there was for Nethroi. Now I also think, and we'll see how I go through the cards, again same format, a first pass then a quick build. It's easier because Nethroi is a 3/3/3 flyer, first strike, and the mutate is only 4, so it comes in earlier, and then when it mutates you may cast target non-creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. That is fantastic. I think this is a better card than Nethroi, and so it's really, I think the deck is going to have a kind of like a half mana curve. The lower half, 1, 2, 3, is really mostly instants and sorceries, and I'll have some lower critters to protect me, but then all my critters are going to be on the big side. Also, it's going to be a lot of double strikers, some taking over other people's creatures. So it's not going to have as many creatures. I'm going to go for 30-30, but I may actually go for almost like a 35 non-creatures, 25 creatures. So my creatures are going to have to count. Now here, I only really have 3 creatures that have mutate. Okay, and they're all in. Okay. They're all casual, they're all commons, so they're all in. Eventually there'll be uncommons and rares, but right now they're all common. And then this card is also in because this is a great mutate target. Not only does it come in with whatever you trigger on the top card, it's going to be a top card, but also itself has its own trigger. There's a couple of cards in the set like this, I think 2, and this is one of them. So I think that's great. Also, there is this enabler, which is of course the one for which I pull the box topper, the baby Godzilla, and I'm not going to include it in the set, I'm only showing it here. Once we crack a bunch of cards, and we do have a lot of mutate cards, then this card is great because it'll decrease by 1 the cost of my mutate cards, and I can draw a card, discard a card. It slides in perfectly into this deck, except that it's kind of like a dead card in this deck because there's just so few mutate cards. Now, obviously I'm going to put in this rock, which is the Jeskai rock, so it's in the non-creature spells, and I've got this gigantically awesome mythic rare. It's also an auto-include, and this enchantment is also an auto-include. So I'm going to go through quickly cards and make very quick selections, and then I'll do a build. I don't know how. I always say I'm going to do it fast, and then I take my time because I'm having a lot of fun. Dovin also has artifacts. There's going to be very few artifacts in this build, I think. But there will be some prevent damage. So I would say, yeah, he's going to go in a first pass. I'm going to draw cards. I mean, this dude is always an auto-include. I'm going to have some flyers, but I'm not so sure. It's more going to be my white-red fighters are going to hold the fort until I can start dropping big critters. So these guys are all in. But I'm not on knights. The knight enabler is out of the selection. Of course, this card is also in. I will need to clear the board if things get out of hand in the early game. And it'll be fine if I clear my creatures and my opponents. That's fine. Again, more of the same of Boros helping me, and is that helping me as well. So these cards are all worth considering. Not sure that I have a lot of instants and sorceries that target only this guy. So actually, I'm not going to bother with him. But I will need tokens. Now, as far as Saheeli is concerned, I will be casting non-creature spells, so yeah, it's going to give me 1/1 tokens that I can use as mutate targets. That's great. I'll have a few artifacts just so that this is not dead. Amass is, of course, in. Yeah, we Dragonauts from Ravnica 1. This guy is great. Flyers. I'm going to create tokens, so I'm going to need the tokens. Yep. And yeah, some battle tricks. Why not? Yeah, excel something big. Inspiring Captain is good. I don't have that many creatures, so I'm actually not going to do that. So an additional creature each combat, similar to Menace, but not quite. Menace has to be blocked by more than one creature. Dice replaces a cell with a token that is also a mutate target, and the token is non-human. Yeah, very good. Flyer does have a little battle trick. No battle tricks except whatever is stapled on the creatures in this deck. Take care of artifacts and enchantments. Sure. That's always going to be a good idea. Early flyer with lifelink. Yeah, sure. Another flyer with mentor. Vigilance. Very good. Holds the fort in the early game. This guy is great. A little bit of death and taxes. So again, the selections are getting better and better. And so it's harder to get rid of things, which is fun, because then the decisions are more layered. Yeah, protecting card. Yes, I think things that prevent damage are good in this deck. I put this guy here because, you know, it's a mythic and I pulled it and it's great. It would turn pretty much everything into a 3/3. That also includes your opponents. Yes, I'm going to try to have a bunch of tokens. It's very situational, but when it goes your way, it goes your way. It does not belong in this deck. There's an Ikoria humans cycling deck that this thing is awesome for. So it's not going to be in this deck. Yeah, look for planes, create a token. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so kind of banish something temporarily. Now the thing about Vadrok is, even though I'm using it for instants and sorceries, it's really target non-creature card. So any one of these non-creature cards work as long as there are 3 or less. So that's really good to know. Another Death and Taxes card from Theros. Very good card. Yeah, having hexproof is not going to hurt, and dropping a token with Defender is also not going to hurt. Yeah, it never hurts to clean the board if you're losing. And the Boros creatures, I wanted them to all count. So first strike, flyers, all that good stuff. And dropping tokens. Yeah, dropping tokens. Not sure if I want to flicker. The Charming Prince is very charming, but I don't think he fits in this deck. Yeah, I want that, and I want this too. More Death and Taxes, even though it's not even though it's a human, its afterlife is a spirit, so that's good. Ley lines are always auto includes. Big angels also if they fly. Creating a bunch of tokens is great, always great. So yeah, so that's my white cards. Then if we go to blue, yeah, having a fat butt is gonna be worth considering. A bunch of counter spells, as many as possible to consider. Sure. Cycling, because of my super mythic cyclic friend that has a clause that says whenever you discard 1 or more cards for the first time each turn, draw that many cards. So that's pretty good. It actually doubles my cycling. Of course, if I had a discard, like discard 3 cards, it's even better. So that's why the cycling cards are worth considering. Neo Art for Frost Links. Yeah, it's a good control creature. Flying draws me a card. Flying draws me a card. Flying draws me a card. worth considering. Amass, always, of course. The amass clause is better than the return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, but I can do both. That's very versatile. Amass, counter and draw, counter, exile it instead. And I like this. You may shuffle up to 4 target cards from your graveyard into your library. Actually, I don't, because I'm not seeding the graveyard, so there's no inefficiencies in what lands in the graveyard. I guess if I ran out of mutate and I wanted to recast some of my instants or sorceries, that's good. Yeah, good stuff. More counter spells, worth considering. Draw 2 cards. Yeah, look at cards. Shenanigans with bringing things back to your hand and your opponent's hand. More counters, unsummon, more unsummon. Scrying and drawing. Scrying and drawing. Draw, then discard. It's only 1 card. So, and this clause is first time each turn. So, yeah. So it's only going to be good for the first time. So you want to do it multiple times the first time. So the ones that do it the first time only once are not that great. Tricks to play with your opponent's creatures. More counter spells. Tricks to play with your opponent's creatures. Draw 3 cards. That's good. More counter spells. Flash flyer. Flyer with scry. Fat butt. And you would attack with it. It would get chump blocked. But something else would be unblockable. I really like that. That creates opportunities. I put Icewing in here because I think this card is great. I'm not sure if it's going to have enough space in the deck. Yeah, look at the top of your deck. I'm not seeing the graveyard, so it's fine. This is a very interesting card. Enters tapped. It'll untap because you don't control a reflection the first time. Then it creates a 3/2 reflection. It doesn't fly. If you figured a way to put it back, yeah, it still wouldn't work. Nah, it's a nice card. I wanna break it somehow, but not in this deck. More card drawing. Returning games. Flyer with cycling. Yeah. Counter spell. Flyer with tokens. +1/+1. I'm not really on them, but I like the fact that it's a flyer. And also this one. And this card draws me a lot of cards. But no, I don't think it fits this deck. Flyer with a counter spell staple to it, and it's a 3-drop. Yeah, I'm gonna need all the creatures that I can get. More amass. Nice flyer with surveil. Not sure. Big flyer. Returns things. Yeah, this guy is also really good. Yep, another great card. Flash flyer. Draw a bunch of cards. I like that. It's worth considering. Draw a card, discard a card. That fits in theme. And then return up to 2 target instant or sorcery spells cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's good, especially in this stage in the deck where I don't really have a lot of mutate. I think once I crack a bunch of Ikoria, then it may be that I don't need to do this as much. Okay, so that's up to white and blue, and I'll do red in the next video.